If you've been thinking that essential oils are just a bunch of hyped up, hippy, dippy, mumbo jumbo, you're not alone, but you're also wrong. Stay tuned for some research backed benefits of lavender essential oil. Welcome to Boldly Essential, where we bring you wellness tips for mind, body, and soul. And we know that the Loyalty Rewards program is the simplest way to consistently nourish your mind, body, and soul. Let's start by talking about the lavender plant. Lavender is part of the family Lamiaceae, and lavandula is the name for the genus. And most of the research that I'm going to be sharing with you today is from the species Angustifolia. This plant is steam distilled from the flowers of the lavender plant, and it has a floral, herbaceous, slightly sweet, and very woody aroma. Lavender has naturally occurring constituents responsible for the activities that we associate with lavender, and linalool is the one that produces most of those benefits, and it's the highest constituent in lavender oil. The other constituents that are present in lavender oil are going to vary based on species and the distillation process, and of course, how the lavender is grown. Linalool is about 50% of most lavender essential oil distillations. Now, let's get nerdy and talk about some of the incredible research on lavender essential oil. But before we do that, I want to remind you that we do not treat, cure, or diagnose any disease, and this is information to empower you in your decision-making processes. So let's talk about the big C word first. In vitro research found that lavender oil promoted the destruction of breast cancer cells as well as cervical cancer cells and had very little effect on healthy cells. The researchers pointed out the profound value of a natural approach that can help eliminate cancer cells without harming healthy tissues. And this is a direct quote from the study. Our data verified that lavandula angustifolia extracts and the essential oil have cytotoxic activity against HELA, cervical, and MCF-7, breast cancer cell lines. Now remember, this is in vitro, which means it was done in the test tube, and there have not been human trials that I know of anyway. Now, you probably know somebody, or maybe you yourself have struggled with menstrual cramps. We have a couple of pieces to share with you. A randomized, double-blind clinical trial showed that abdominal massage in a ratio of 2 to 1 to 1 of lavender, clary sage, and marjoram daily from the last day of menses to the first day of the next menses significantly reduced painful menstruation. 2 more studies found that a reduction in menstrual pain with abdominal massage with different blends of essential oils containing lavender. Perineum after episiotomy. A sitz bath with lavender, myrrh, neroli, rose, grapefruit, mandarin, orange, and Roman chamomile improved the healing of the perineum following delivery with episiotomy. Another study found that a sitz bath with 5 to 7 drops of lavender and 4 liters of water twice a day reduced inflammation and redness better than povidone iodine, and the pain-relieving effects were the same between the iodine and lavender. Now, when it comes to dementia, we have a lot of information to share with you. In rats, regular inhalation of lavender essential oil protected neurons from degeneration by increasing antioxidant enzyme activities and reduced lipid peroxidation in rats with dementia. In humans, massage with lavender between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. decreased agitated behavior in patients with dementia. Another animal research study showed that lavender inhalation in rats with dementia led to less anxiety and better spatial memory. Hand massage with lavender improved emotions and reduced aggressive behavior in elderly patients with dementia. Now, when it comes to depression and anxiety, you've probably heard that lavender can be helpful, but here's some research on that. They found that bathing with a 20% dilution rate of lavender and carrier oil for 14 days positively impacted mood and reduced negative thoughts in women being treated with psychological disorders. Massaging the hands with lavender, rose at a 2% dilution rate for 15 minutes reduced depression and anxiety in postpartum women. In another study, they found that women receiving a 30-minute massage on the second day postpartum with lavender and neroli carrier oil significantly reduced postpartum depression, reduced anxiety, and led to better mom and baby interactions. In another study, oral administration of 0.2 milliliters of lavender essential oil decreased anxiety in volunteers watching anxiety-provoking movies. Gerbils exposed to lavender essential oil decreased their anxiety in a similar way to diazepam, and they became more willing to explore their environments. Now, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you give us a like so more people can learn about the benefits of essential oils, and be sure you're subscribed so that you can keep learning on how to take care of your mind, body, and soul wellness easily. One more thing on anxiety. Selexin is a German proprietary pharmaceutical of lavender essential oil. It's one of the most researched essential oil preparations in the world and is effectively used to treat insomnia, anxiety, and depression in Europe. Now, blood pressure. Inhalation of lavender moderated the stress response by decreasing blood pressure, heart rate, and skin temperature. In another study, inhalation of lavender, lemon, and ylang ylang reduced systolic blood pressure and influenced heart rate and sympathetic nervous system in people with hypertension. Inhalation of lavender, bergamot, and ylang ylang once daily for 4 weeks reduced cortisol levels, psychological stress, and blood pressure. Another study found that cortisol and systolic blood pressure declined after inhaling lavender, ylang ylang, and marjoram essential oil. Pain reduction after cesarean. Women who inhaled lavender essential oil experienced decreased pain compared with women receiving a placebo. Acute migraines. They found a reduction in pain when inhaling lavender essential oil for 15 minutes. Drug resistance. Lavender has been found to reverse drug resistance by E. coli by disrupting cell membrane integrity. Parasites. It completely eliminated T. vaginalis, which is a parasite that causes STIs, G. duodenalis, and H. inflata. All of these are parasites. Candida albicans. Lavender prevented germ tube formation and killed all candida within 15 minutes of exposure. Now, when it comes to male pattern hair growth in women, also known as hirsutism, a topical spray of lavender essential oil with tea tree oil daily for 3 months decreased unwanted male pattern hair growth in women, a common problem for women who experience PCOS. Now, there's a ton of research on improved sleep, and I'm only going to highlight one because we would be here for hours otherwise. And what they found was that hospital patients had improved sleep quality with direct inhalation of lavender essential oil from a bottle. And if you've ever spent a night in a hospital and tried to get sleep, you know what a big deal that one is. When it comes to moms and babies, they found that mothers giving a lavender bath to their baby had decreased stress and cortisol levels, and the babies also had decreased cortisol levels, and it reduced babies crying and improved their deep sleep. Insect repellent. 10 to 20% solution of lavender provided the same tick repellency as DEET in a 2-hour period. Alopecia, a daily scalp massage with rosemary, thyme, lavender, and cedarwood reduced hair loss in 44% of patients. Now, I'm barely scraping the surface on the research on lavender oil, but I hope I've given you a big picture of how lavender can be beneficial for people of all ages and stages of life. And to learn more about the benefits of lavender, how to use them, make sure you're watching our series on lavender essential oil. And if you're ready to start using lavender, make sure that you click the link below to shop and grab the coupon code for 10% off your first order. And if you're really ready to take your health and wellness seriously, I highly recommend getting on the Loyalty Rewards program for deeper discounts and free product. Thank you so much for staying tuned today. And at Boldly Essential, I want to remind you that while we're giving you this information to empower your journey, we are not here to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or make any promises, but it is helpful for you to know that there's a lot of good, solid research on the benefits of lavender essential oil. Thanks for watching.